Hi, I'm Malagy Kulyger. I am currently majoring in applied mathematics with a concentration in computer science. I am in UC Merced. Today, I expect to graduate in the winter of 2021. Today, I'm going to be presenting my independent study project internship, in which I and my supervisor for the internship worked on analyzing a multi-unit housing um, project that is in a Los Angeles County, and I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see it? Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, this summer I worked with Neil Klapis. He works for ETR, which is a which they focus on using data analysis in order to help find help what's it called to help find different solutions for any health related issues. So the purpose, oh dear. Okay. So the project goal was to analyze a multi-unit housing data from a Los Angeles County study on secondhand smoke and exposure using an RStudio's Tidyverse package. The Tidyverse package is really impressive because it mostly focuses on analyzing it and making a really pretty efficient visual. And the purpose of this project was to find the relationship between secondhand smoke and the air quality that is caused inside a home. So yeah, the data comes from Los Angeles County, and this is an air quality diary that they had to fill out for 2 weeks, every 6 hours a day, and there was different things that they had to fill out, like who lived in the house, if there was a smell of tobacco, in which room did that smell come from the most, and if they used a silver oven, or if there's any other things that cause the tobacco smoke to come out, and if there's any increased air movement, and if how long it would take for the air to move around in the house. So the data was anonymous, so we didn't know who filled it out, and also that they were separated in different columns for the different components. So the first one was like the person who lived in a certain house, and then what day, what week in the day, and so on. Okay. And in order to create a visualization, Neil and I talked about what kind of visualization would work. At first, I believe they start a small, simple bar graph would work, but actually at the end we kind of chose a heat map that is literally that's a chart, a T chart, but in a way we can manipulate it in order for it to look like a very nice looking figure. And in order to create that, we would use the data that we collected from the air quality diaries and its activity variables, which is all of this. So in order to use our raw data, we had to widen the data, or in other words, we would have to create some kind of chart that would use all the data and not cut off any of it, because a lot of the times the simple packages that I've used in the past, I try to use that in this case, and it cut off like half of the data. So with the Tidyverse package, we were able to use all the data that we were given, and TACT would be the actual information, that the data that we collected, and the vars would be just the variables. And then in step 2, we created some kind of chart that would help us combine the data and the variable charts, and merge them together. Step 3, we were able to, this is an example of how it would print out one of the heat maps. And in order to fix it, we would just fill in whatever household ID, and we would then get it printed out. And then before we do that, we needed to take all the we needed to print out all of the household IDs. And since a lot of them did not have enough enough information, we were still supposed to print it out. And then after we combined everything together, we would get our result is a collection of plots for all recorded households and how much indoor air pollution changes throughout the 2 weeks. And an example of it would be this. And if you can see that there's different colors that come out. So usually the lighter colors mean that there isn't much pollution happening during that period of time. And the darker it is, that means there is more air pollution. And that's all, that's it. That's the end of my presentation.